Hi, my name is Marissa Emery, and today we are going to talk about word length. So during this project, first we had to come up with a statistical question. My question was, is the word length of a book that is in a high school curriculum greater than the word length of a book that is for a high schooler that is not? So basically what this question is asking is if a book that I was required to read in high school, word length is greater than a book that wasn't and that I would just read on my own for pleasure. So going to this project, there were some steps I had to take when collecting data. I had to choose the books that I wanted, then I had to randomly select the pages, and then I had to go through and count the word length and then collect my data and write it down. So going through step one, the books I chose was The Giver was my book that is in a high school curriculum. I had to read it while I was in high school, so I know it's on there. The second book I chose is Uglies, and it's a book I've also read on my own, and it's really good in case anybody wants to read it. So after I chose my books, I went to www.random.org and I was able to plug in the number of pages that were in each book and randomly generate a number for which pages I was going to use. And so for The Giver, I used page 74, and for The Uglies, I used page 249. Then I went through and I counted all the words that were on these pages. So The Giver had 251 on the page. And when you see the data, you'll see that the most frequent word type was 3, and the less frequent word was 11, the lengths of the words. And for The Uglies, it had 235, so the word totals were pretty close. The most frequent was also 3, and the less frequent was also 11, but also 10. So then I use Excel, as you see, to organize all my data. I used a tally sheet when I went through every single page and every single word and tallied up all the totals. And here they are, all nice and organized. And so through Excel, as you see, I was able to do the mean, median, and mode and the standard deviation. And I also ran a t-test on them. You see that their means are fairly close. The medians are also fairly close. And the standard deviation was around 5 off. And the t-test was 0.431139. So I also used Excel to run another t-test, which gave me the variances, which, as you can tell, is almost 200 difference. And then you can see all the different answers that came through from running the test. And so I also made a bar graph, as you can tell, to see the difference between, so there's the one, had 1 letter, 2 letter, 3 letter, 4 letter, 5 letter, 6 letter, 7 letter, 8 letters, 9 letters, 10 letters, and 11. 3 was the most common for both, and then 11 was the least for both, and 10 was also. So after comparing the word lengths, you could say that The Giver word length is greater than The Uglies, and so the books that you read that the school gives you does have a greater word length than what you wouldn't read. So thank you for watching my video, and I hope you have a great day.